One thing I am really, really tired of this week is everyone saying that cryptocurrency is over.
Oh, yeah. Is it that time of year again?
It is that time of year.
It's that time of year
it's
where
over.
we all say
Never
this all
coming
over
back.
again. Never coming back. It's over. Now all of these people have written this article already years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Every time cryptocurrency goes down, they write the same article. And it always says, like, crypto is dead. All the people, they find one person who bought at the absolute peak and is down 50%. And they highlight their life and how it's been destroyed. Mm-hmm. And this is over, and it's never going to come back.
And it's amazing because none of it coincides with anything of anyone in the government and their wishes and what they're trying to do.
No, everything they do is fine.
Yeah.
But so I decided to look back. Now that we're at a low point here, right? Like we're down. Cryptocurrency's had a really bad year. How bad has it been? And let's compare it to a normal investment.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
All right.
If you had invested
$10,000
in the Dow Jones Industrial Average,
yes,
1 year ago,
you
would have $9,630 today. So
wait a minute,
down a little bit,
okay,
but not a lot.
All right,
just a little bit.
Sure.
Now, people would note that if you invested that same $10,000 a year ago in Bitcoin, you would be down a little more. You would actually only have $8,500. So that's $1,000 difference.
That's
and
bad.
Pretty bad, right?
That's bad.
So one of the big critics...
we should stop there and not look at any other time windows.
It's interesting because that seems to be what all of these articles are predicated on.
That's weird.
If we look at the worst possible time window for cryptocurrency, it looks pretty bad. But I thought maybe, how long do you invest in? Is it always a year? Is it less than a year? My idea was when you invest in something, you're usually holding it for multiple years. That was what I thought it was.
Sure.
So let's look back 2 years ago. Now, the 2 years ago time frame is interesting because it would basically encapsulate what we would call the inflationary period. 2 years ago was May 2020. So this is when we're just starting to dump trillions of dollars into the economy,
and people
to
have
fight
nothing
COVID.
to do. They can't
do anything.
Can't do anything.
So this is
They're
when
at
inflation
home.
starts churning. This is the 2 year period of inflation. We've been told in these crypto is dead columns,
yes,
that cryptocurrency is not working as a hedge against inflation because look at this one day where inflation numbers came out high and cryptocurrency went down.
Got it.
Instead, let's look at the entire inflationary period from 2 years ago. If you invested in the Dow, $10,000, you would have $13,400. It's a good return.
It's a great return.
Much better than a bank account or something. Great return. If you invested that same $10,000 in Bitcoin 2 years ago, you would have $33,500.
That's better?
That's better.
That's better.
That's better.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I'm not good at math.
But crypto is dead. Remember that.
$30,000.
$33,000 or $13,000. Which one would you rather have?
I think I would rather have the 33.
Okay, but maybe that's just one lucky year.
Okay.
Let's go back to 3 years ago.
Okay.
3 years ago, if you invested $10,000 in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you would have $12,700
Not as
today.
good as the year.
Not even as good as the year previous.
Uh-uh.
However, if you invested $10,000 in Bitcoin 3 years ago, you would have $35,900.
That's better.
Which one would you rather have, $35,900 or $12,700?
I'd rather have the 39,000.
Okay, all right, or $35,000.
35,000. Thank you.
4 years ago,
I feel like I'm on The Price is Right.
if you invested $10,000 in the Dow Jones Industrial Average 4 years ago, you would have $13,300. Now, again,
It's kind
that's
of
33% over 4 years. It's not unbelievable, but it's not a bad return. It's a solid return.
Yeah.
If you invested that in Bitcoin, you would have $34,600. Again, almost 3 times as much money. Let's go back 5 years ago. If you invested in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, $10,000, you would have $15,800. Hey, that's 58%. Right? That's pretty good return on the Dow over 5 years.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a solid investment.
That's a great investment.
If you invested $10,000 in Bitcoin 5 years ago, you would have $144,200.
Which is bigger than the
15,000. It's almost 10 times
almost
what
10
you would
times.
have. So you can have, the risk is you could have slightly less than the Dow in the last year, or you could have 3 times as much in every year in between, and in the 5th year, you'd have 10 times as much. Which one is dead? Because the Dow Jones Industrial Average looks like a solid investment. And certainly less risky than random cryptocurrency project.
But the Dow has something going for it. It's a rigged game.
Oh,
you know, you got the Fed pouring in the money and the government supporting all of that to make sure it never fails. So, and Bitcoin doesn't have that.
No,
in fact, Bitcoin has the opposite of that.
No protection.
And yet it seems to be outperforming. Yeah, I'm going to go with the stocks. I'm going to go with the stocks.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, I know this is a showdown, the showcase showdown here, but I'm going to say Bob?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Some of each is a rational approach.
Shut up.
Recognizing that maybe you might lose in the short term with Bitcoin.
What about
but
like
man,
9,000 in stocks and 1,000 in Bitcoin?
That might work very, very well.
That'd be crazy.